Well, here, more than just keeping the cars, we also test the cars. And I'm gonna show you very briefly the building number 2, where I hold the Mopars from overseas. Overseas for us, domestic for most people that I think that will watch this video. So here in Brazil, it was forbidden to import used cars since ever. But 13, 14 years ago, there was a new law that allowed us to import cars with more than 30 years for collection purposes. And that's when I imported most of those cars. And I think that almost all of those cars, the cars that are here, maybe one or other exception, were imported in the past 10 years. Like this 1967 Dodge Dart sedan, two-door sedan, that was from one owner from California. She was able to park in the University of California, Berkeley in the first quarter. But I think this is already expired August 15th, 1975. This Dodge Haysen 800 pickup truck I bought in California. It was an abandoned project. The previous owner had started to do it, but stopped in the middle, and I brought it to Brazil. I brought it here, and I finished the project the way that he concepted, with the bumpers deleted and with the Square wheels. It has a 273 with a little tone up. 4-barrel carburetor, better cam. It's pretty interesting car. This is 1 out of 1 in Brazil. Nobody has ever imported something like that here. Here's a Dart Swinger that we bought from the relatives of a lady that had died. It has only 10,000 miles. It's beige with beige. I started bringing the Dodge Darts in versions that were not available here in Brazil, like this 67 convertible. First was the 67 convertible, then the 67 two-door sedan, then the Hang 10, has this notchback that we haven't had here in Brazil. The 74 Swinger has this different door glass and a lot of things that we never had here, although the Dodge Dart was produced here until 1981. This is sadly a Land 6, an engine that we didn't have here. All the darts in Brazil were 318. This Hang 10 is very new, has 18,000 miles, I think. Yeah, 17,997. It's an unrestored car. This 74 Valiant also. There are 3 74 with low mileage. The 74 Swinger, the 74 Hang 10, and the 74 Valiant. It's a V8 Valiant. It's the powder blue with white sunroof. Very nice interior. Then keeping up with the Dart, friends. This is a Valiant VG from Australia. It has a Hemi 6 and a flat tire. This car, the curiosity of this car, it's right-hand drive. But a funny fact in this car is that in the LC Mopars, you have the month and year of production here. And this car was made, it was made in July 1970. Just like me, I'm from July 1970. So, we're both from same month and year. If there's a Hemi 245 here, it's a Hemi 265 there. Sorry for the interruption. My wife called and I forgot to put the mobile in the airplane mode. So I was showing this Dodge Ute pickup from Australia. It's funny because here in Brazil, a lot of people used to transform the Dodge Dart sedan or coupe in pickup trucks after the oil crisis. The fuel prices rised, just like in the other parts of the world. This darts in Brazil became useless for most people. And one of the use that people find out from them was to convert them into pickup trucks. They would cut here in the B column and make a pickup out of this. That's pretty much what Chrysler did in Australia, but factory. This factory built pickup truck, very interesting, with some aftermarket wheels from its time. And a big antenna for you to use a radio in the Outbacks. Very interesting car. Just for curiosity, I didn't buy these cars from Australia. I bought these two cars from a collection in the United States. I think they were both in the same collection in Florida, if my memory is accurate. This car is out of place. It should be over there. It's a 1968 Dodge Charger that we bought from the state of Washington. It's an unrestored car. It had a flat tire also. It's incredible. Cars that are parked in the same place for a while, they they have problems here and there. We have here a Ram 250 Royal SE. It's a very, very new van. Very, very, has no defects at all. Very plain shape. With red interior. And only 23,000 miles. Third seat deleted. So you can play squash here with your kids if you want. Here's a 2002 Chrysler Prowler, last year of the Prowler, in Prowler yellow. An Eagle Vision. This car was imported new here in Brazil. It was never officially imported. Someone thought it was a good idea to bring an Eagle Vision to Brazil. Bought it brand new and brought it here. It's one of very few in Brazil. It's a car that if you drive it, people are gonna ask you, what kind of car is this? It's very unknown here, although it's here since new. This 300M Chrysler 99 was my daily driver for a long time. And at the time that I didn't want to use it more on a daily basis, because it was giving a lot of problems. I decided to bring it here instead of selling it. I just brought it here, and here it is. This is a 1979 Plymouth Duster. It's a Volare with the Duster package. Open windows, Magnum wheels. The lower third of the body shell in dark red. Very new car. I think that 5,600 miles. 57. It's a very, very new car. Whoops. It's a very new car, almost not used. And if this car is almost not used, this car was not used at all. It's a 1978 Primo Super Coupe with 600 miles. I bought this in the US. The story people told me from this car, still has the spark control computer that was frequently replaced by a traditional distributor. This car was purchased new in 1980, so it stayed 2 years in the dealership waiting for a buyer. Most of those cars I bought in 2010, 2011, when prices were down in the US after the Lehman Brothers think. This is a 1970 Challenger RNT and SE. It's a very solid car, 383. This is an interesting car also. It's a standard Barracuda, 383 also. Unrestored. Had some bad paint retouches, like here, but still has original paint in large part of the car. Also a very solid car. This is one of my favorites, 1970 Roadrunner, a car that I bought in Michigan with 65,000 miles. It had only an external paint job, but everything original from this side, inside, from here to inside. Original door panels. It's a very, very new car. Manufactured in September 1969. I think this is the best car in my collection. I mean, the most valuable is the 68 Hemi Roadrunner. Also a very good car, unrestored. Manual transmission with only 38,000 miles. Have very, very few optionals, like the vinyl roof, what else? The rear axle is a not blocking axle, and that's it. Radio deleted, everything deleted. It's a very nice car. This car should not be here, but it is. It's a 1999 Chrysler 300M. I had the green one for a long time, and it has 160,000 kilometers. When I found this car with 20,000 kilometers, a little more than 10,000 miles, 12,000 miles, 13,000 miles, from the original owner that had just passed away, with very cheap price. I said, okay, bring it here. I still don't know why, but it's a very, very new car. And I think in the future, it's not going to be easy to find a 300M new like this, at least here in Brazil. And here, the two Hernando de Soto cars, the 59 and the 55. The 55 has an interesting story. I bought it in New Jersey. I saw it in Hemmings.com. It was from the owner had 88 years old, was a very old guy, but he used to drive it every week. So he also had a Toyota Corolla, and he drove the Corolla 6 days a week, and once a week he used to drive the DeSoto. So when the DeSoto arrived here in Brazil, it was very, very trustable. I put it in the highway, and I drove it here 100 miles. Very, very solid transportation, and it's a Hemi first generation. And the funny thing is that the old guy, he sent me something like 40 or 50 photos of the car. And when the car arrived here, I noticed that the door glass was broken, and I couldn't remember that this glass was broken in the photos. And then when I looked more carefully in the photos that he had sent me, in all the photos, the glasses were down. I mean, at least the door glasses were down, so I couldn't see the broken glass. So it's funny that an older guy would do a trick like that, but the car was so good that it didn't mind much. California Highway Patrol vehicle inspection, June 1974. Automobile Club of America, Southern California. It's a very nice car. It has a 6-volt electric system, so the battery died a few months ago. I have to buy another one. It's not easy to find a 6-volt battery. I mean, you can buy it online easily, but you don't find it anywhere. So here's a quick view in this foreign Mopar beauty. Oh, there's the SRT Ram. I bought this brand new. It still has 2,000 miles, I think. Yeah. Very interesting car. And then the little neon coupe. It's a car that I like a lot. I have another one in another facility that I keep my cars. It's a black one with manual transmission, 5-speed. Very nice car. This one I know since it was new. It was from a guy that lived in my mother's house neighborhood. I used to see him going up and down at the time. I remember the license plate, 33 in the end. So when I saw it for sale 10 years ago, I said, wow, it was very cheap. I brought it, and here it is. Okay, so I think the second video was a little better than the first one. Here's the dog. Her name is Dog. She's very nice, and she participates in the videos, almost in all my videos in the main channel. She's over there. I was going to tell her to say hi, but she doesn't speak English. Me neither. Me neither, or me neither. Okay, thank you, bye-bye.